Hey, everybody. So we're doing number 36, protection for the Auric program. And protection kind of straightforward, but then there's a little bit of a deeper dive. Protection being um, that protective quality in our energy body that keeps the negativity that is projected at us from people that is specifically directed at us. But it's also kind of helps insulate us from what you would call radiatory energy, which is, well, like when you walk into a stressed out office. The stress isn't directed at you, but you're sitting there in that stressed out office, swimming in that stress energy, right? And over maybe 15 minutes, all of a sudden you start to feel stressed. So your energy body is starting to absorb some of that stress and then it's beginning to physicalize. Even if you set aside the energetic point of view and you look at it from the point of view of just your physiology, your body goes into a stress state when it senses chaos in the environment. So it might not be energy, if we take energy off the table, but people are stressed out, they're being rushed, they're being chaotic, maybe they're being a little adversarial with each other, they're being short as they communicate, there's a kind of tension as everybody interacts. The body senses that and then begins to respond to that. Like the body doesn't know, oh, that's them, they have a project, that's not me. It just senses what's happening in the environment and then begins to react. So the thing that happens over a period of time is we keep getting these like kind of conditioned responses. Every time we're in a negative situation, our nervous system gets a little bit more turned up, turns the volume up a little bit, so to speak. And over a period of time, we go from being calm to being anxious, stressed out, feeling like the other shoe's going to drop. And it might be a series of events, or it might be a series of these little micro traumas or micro stresses, or a combination thereof. Right. And so, for the nervous system to break out of loops, for one, we do our practices where we practice sustained awareness versus focus. Right. Like we put our awareness on our body and we sit and we feel some sort of agitation in the body, like it's here. And at first it starts at focus, but then it turns into awareness. And there you're starting to break out of the loop, right? And the more calm that the nervous system gets, the more that you can kind of reset or reboot the nervous system. We have that saying with Astara where we say we're surrounded by white light, only good comes to me, only good goes from me. And, it's an affirmation, but in a place of stillness, when you have thoughts like that, the nervous system can go, oh, only good comes to me, only good goes from me. I'm safe. I'm not in chaos. When you're agitated, when the body's feeling chaotic and you go, okay, I'm peaceful, I'm safe, only good comes to me, only good goes for me. The nervous system is like, whatever, you know, that's so cute you think that, but have you not been paying attention to what's been going on? But then as you start to kind of break down that pattern of the loop and whatever that loop entails, and your body gets a little calmer, then when you do a kind of affirmation, the body goes, oh, okay, yeah, only good comes to me, only good goes from me, right? I'm okay, I'm safe, I'm in a safe place. And in that moment, it starts to shed the past experiences and kind of starts experiencing what is happening in the here and now. And one of the ways to accelerate this process is by protection practices. You know, it's not always somebody trying to take a poke at you or manipulate you, or a lot of that does happen, but it's not just about that. It's creating this space where the nervous system can go, but it's all okay, right? So protection practices also help to shed past traumas, past agitation. It helps the nervous system refine those loops or break down those loops so that we don't keep experiencing the same thing over and over again. So if we're going into a place where we want to go beyond the senses, one of the big stumbling block is if we don't feel safe, why would we have an expansion of consciousness? Why would we go into the intuitive state? Intellect thinks that is nuts. So that clamping down or that repetition that comes from the intellectual mind is calmed down by protective practices. And so here we're just going through and we're doing a protective practice with the aura, right? And so you have your protection blend that came in your kit. Notice how you feel. Okay. And we're going to begin inhaling. Our awareness is on the left side of the body, left side of the face, left side of the neck and shoulder, the left rib and the hip, down the outer leg to the left outer ankle. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Move your awareness to the front side of your body, your face and throat, your chest, down the abdomen, the front of the pelvis, down the fronts of the legs, to the tops of your feet. Move your awareness to the right side outside the tree. Yeah. Who would have thought? Yeah. Right side of your body, right side of your face and neck, your right shoulder, your right ribs and hip, down the outer leg to the right outer ankle. If you think about what was going on for you this week, it makes sense. Your right side of your body, nice, long, slow, deep breaths. The back side of the body, the whole back side, back of the head and neck, your whole back and hips, down the backs of your legs to your heels. Just pause and be still. Mm. You're just pausing and letting go for a moment. Okay. So that is the standard approach. That could be done daily. That could be done in combination with things. You could do with another process that you might be doing. You could also do it with other Auric programs as a stack, an Auric stack. But now we're going to go through and we're going to do the advanced approach. And this is something you'd only do once or twice a week. That way, your body has time to acclimate and your energy body has time to shift. So you're using the same oil. Your awareness is on the left side of your body, left side of the face and neck, the left shoulder, left hip, all the way down the side to the left outer ankle. The back side of the body, the back of the head and neck, your whole back, your hips, down the backs of the legs to the heels. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. You're going to move your awareness to the right side of your body, right side of your face and neck, your right shoulder, your right hip, down the outer leg to the right outer ankle. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breath. Your awareness is on the front side of the body, from your face all the way down to the tops of your feet. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. And then pause and be still. Let's start inhaling. Our awareness is on the knees. It's either the whole knee or you can just do the back of the knee. Your awareness is on your knees. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on your ankles. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on your ankle. Move your awareness to the soles of your feet. Awareness is on the soles of the feet. All right. And then just pause and let go. You're just being still. Hey, let's do the 4 quadrants again. Left side of your body, the whole left side of your face and neck, your left shoulder, all the way down to the left outer ankle. The front side of the body, the face and throat, the chest, the abdomen, front of the pelvis, down the fronts of the legs to the tops of your feet. the right side of your body, the whole right side. Right side of your face and neck, your right shoulder, your right hip, down the outer leg to the right outer ankle. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. The back side of the body, the whole back side, back of the head, neck, the whole back, the hips, down the backs of the legs to the heels. Mm. And just be still. Just let it all go. Just be still. Okay, last little section. You're inhaling, your awareness is on your brain. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on your brain. Your awareness is on your spine. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on your spine. Your awareness is on your brain and spine, and both at the same time. The brain and soles of your feet. Your brain and the soles of your feet. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. As you inhale, move your awareness up above your ankles. As you exhale, down into the earth. Just let go. Let go of everything. Just let go. Just be still. Notice your body, your emotions, how you feel. Okay, let's share experiences, ask questions. You can unmute yourself, type in. We're going to just do questions and shares right off the bat with the Auric program. And then when we get that done in a few minutes, we'll jump into our normal Q&A. So if you have just a normal Q&A question, just wait for a few minutes until we get the Auric programming shares done. So go ahead and fire away.
Go ahead, Ralph and Denise.
Hey.
Hey, Greg, refresh my memory. If I want to do a, for example, memory stack, and we're doing just one stack a week, or can I wait a day or two and then do a memory stack in addition to this protection stack?
Oh,
this
yeah,
week?
yeah, you could totally do that. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there like wait a day between, or?
For as much work as you do, I would say go ahead and do it the same day.
Okay.
You know, like if it was like a new person, I'd say, give it a day or something. But your energy body's used to doing what we're doing, and so your energy body can handle a lot more.
Okay.
So I'd say just jump into it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
And go ahead, Denise.
Hey.
Hi, Greg. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I feel much calmer when I check in, and
Mhm.
was kind of shaky in my heart and my solar plexus.
Had there been something going on, or you just kind of felt shaky?
I felt, whoa, there's a lot going on, Greg.
Yeah,
But yeah, but also just very shaky, it may not all be bad and it may not all be good. Do you know what I mean? But there's
sure.
just
Oh,
it
yeah,
getting hit at all different angles, from my vehicle
yeah,
to cracking a crown. I mean, although thankfully the tooth, they can repair it. So I mean, something really has gone wrong, and then it's just, and it's all hitting at once, of course. So, and back in for skin cancer stuff. So it's just, yeah, I've been
to
unsure.
get evaluated, or they've
No,
actually done?
they're gonna do more digging.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
they're going back in for deeper. They
Yeah,
want clean margins, and
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
so I've been just feeling kind of vulnerable. But then I have moments where I feel, if I can calm down and get into the parasympathetic, I can build strength and have more clarity, and then
Yeah.
proceed forward. But otherwise, I've been
Yeah,
kind of on the shaky, and the energy.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like on that note, I would do, you remember in some of the tuning into the divine calm where we did the inflammatory vagal tone and the immune vagal tone?
Yes.
I would do more of that.
Okay. And
Yeah.
that was two in the Divine Calm two, I think. Or was it three? I'll look it up.
I think it was 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
As well.
And this weekend we have just the immune system. We'll still talk about vagal tone, but we'll also be talking about other things, but I'll still kind of tie things together. And part of the issue, like when you have like some sort of severe thing, here we're talking about chaotic growths, like skin cancers and things like that, is the approach is always kind of like, let's stimulate the immune system, or let's stimulate the lymph nodes, and going back to the idea of vagal tone, um, the idea is like vagal tone is deeper levels of rest and repair, right? Like, so you're going into more of the parasympathetic, but also, and we're going to talk about this on the weekend, is sometimes the sympathetic nerves are like dominant. Like, it's not that they need to be stimulated, they need to be like regulated somewhat. Like
Yes.
they don't know the difference between acting like Braveheart and just screaming and yelling and going after everything, and then relaxing. You know what I mean? Like, they don't get the difference. And part of like a good, healthy immune system is being able to not just go into rest and repair mode, but also being able to refine that aspect of the sympathetic nerve. And like when you're looking at things like cancers and viruses are another thing. Parasites to a certain extent, but it's usually more viruses and cancers and things. Part of what happens is, I think I talked about this before, is they manipulate the body so that they can thrive. Where like bacteria happen, like funguses happen, they might manipulate the body a little bit, but it's more of just like, wrecking the hotel room. Like, they just kind of wreak havoc. Viruses and cancers will start to tweak the physiology so that they can actually thrive, and it reduces the body's ability to go after them, and how they do that is through the nervous system. They go both the parasympathetic and the sympathetic part of the nervous system. And so, if you look at the idea of stress, for example, we have stressful events that happen to our lives, and we have stressful situations and we have stressful events and we have people who stress us out and there's all of those things, and then we have an incident happen. All of those, and even stress from other people, like you might not be stressed out, but you're around a bunch of people who are stressed. All of that doesn't compare to the level of stress that viruses have on our body.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And so because the viruses are going, don't go into rest and repair because then we'll die.
Oh, yeah.
So let's tweak the nervous system so that we stay in this sympathetic state. We're in a stress state, because then we can thrive however we're going to thrive. And so this idea that we're going down the road with the vagal tone, and we're going to talk about the immune system, but even a little bit down the road, we're going to start talking about viral loads and specific kinds of viruses and the viral loads to address them. And the idea of tweaking and reducing the stress response that's associated with the immune system will help your body handle, or help your body fight off what we're talking about, like these like skin cancers and things.
Yes.
And so,
I'm really interested in you doing the viruses
Yeah.
as well. Yes.
yeah, in the past, like sometimes I would make like special blends for a person, and a lot of times it would be about trying to calm down the viral loads that they might have in their body, because we have a potential of different kinds of viruses that are running in our body, and sometimes they're active and sometimes they're dormant, like shingles, good example, super good. Or like when we get cold sores or something, that virus is always there. Sometimes it's active, sometimes it's dormant. But there's these other viruses that eventually what they can do is actually cause like cancers. They can cause chronic health issues. They can actually even cause psychological imbalances in people because they've tweaked the nervous system so substantially. And so even on the weekend, we're going to start going down that rabbit hole of addressing, for one, a hypervigilant immune system, but it's setting up going after like viruses and things like that. And so really keep doing the immune work that we're doing,
Okay.
because it will help your body address what's happening, but it will help with prevention later. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll look at that class after.
Yeah, and it's a free class, like, so even if you don't have everything, like at least get on and like you've got enough oils where you could participate with some of it, and then you'll see the things that you might need and then jump in on the things that you might need.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for telling me about it. Thank you. And thank you
you're
for
so
your
welcome.
answers too.
And then I don't see anyone's in chat, but go ahead if you have a regular Q&A question. You can raise your hand in the queue right now. And as always, you can always type into the chat as well. And then I just had a quick share for the protection and a question. So I think the question is, this really does seem like it'd be good for almost any stack, like how we had some last week. I think it was one you were talking with Barbara, and it was like, it was like the deity amazing stack. And it was the 3, and then like, if you want to do muscular system or something, would putting protection in actually like be good?
So like it depends on how you're looking at it. Like you said, you can mix and match it with different aspects, different parts of the Auric program. It does improve the nervous system. just the act of playing with the protection blend. I mean, it helps to strengthen the energy body. It has an impact on all the systems, but the system that it probably impacts the most, and you wouldn't really think about it, is endocrine function. Like we have a lot of responses to things in the environment that when the body is in like where it feels like in a protected state, the glands or the endocrine system functions differently. And like I can actually even give you like a stack from that. This is it's very odd, but it's because it does things for the endocrine system and it enhances the protective qualities. So you would do the, from the work programs, you would work the endocrine system, you'd work assemblage point, you'd work protection, and you'd work relationships. Because the thing that like that combo does is it has an influence on the connection with people, past events and everything, but as it impacts your glands. And so when you go through and work that, it actually has a regulating effect on the glands. And so you could also work it with etheric cords, do how we do our cord work. And when we did the vagal tone work with the etheric cords, when we did the mechanics of the energetic mechanics or something, we kind of covered vagal tone, right? So you would think of the person, but your awareness would be on the basic. Like that has to do with vagal tone. But if you look at it from the point of view of the sympathetic part of the nervous system or the fight flight mechanisms, you could do the same thing, but instead of having your awareness on the basic, you would have it on the Ming Men. The Ming Men and the person, Ming Men and the past situation. And that has more to do with processes. Usually you do the vagal tone part first, but like a deeper level of working it is you do it with the Ming Men, and the Ming Men it's like it transmutes the aspects in the body that throws the endocrine system out of whack. You're like kind of cleaning things up so that the glands will start communicating and regulating better. And so, you could use it to treat like specific health issues, but usually you're trying to put the body in a particular state so that the body just deals with the health issues. So it's more about putting the body in that state. But yeah, you could do that as a stack. So endocrine system, relationships, assemblage point, and protection. That as a stack is good for protection. It's good for the endocrine system. Of course you could do variations, but that's like a very specific thing for working endocrine function, but also enhancing protective qualities. The idea of the immune system also has a role in protection, but it's not so much like the protective quality. Like the immune system is more about the attack, like the attack coming in or the attack coming out. It doesn't try to put up like the shields and go, okay, everybody just stay away. Like as soon as it sees something, it just starts rolling up and sees. It's like, let's go, come on, put them up. Like that's the immune system. Where the endocrine system is like, let's just protect ourselves from this and not get engaged, and where the immune system wants to fight. Right. And so you would think that, or at least I would, like that the immune system would be more of the protective quality, but it's more of like the fighting quality or the bouncing back between the bodies, and so it's a different setup.
I love that visual. Like I can see the shields like for the endocrine system and like shields up.
Right.
And then with immune. I can literally see like the
Right. Immune system's like,
Fight,
breaks the
right.
beer bottle and goes, okay, come on, let's go at this. Right. Where the endocrine system is really about, okay, let's stay safe, let's not get engaged, let's protect ourselves, because it reacts slowly and then it's communicating and it changes slowly. So it's more involved in trying to keep like a level, a degree of safety in the body, that the immune system, it's like, if you think of the immune system, it's like very impulsive. Like, like if it gets a little triggered, like when we get triggered, it is an immune response right off the bat. And so, they have their different, they have different personalities, and endocrine system's slow and methodical. And so it always thinks protective, protection. And so when you're working protection, you're actually working some of your endocrine system.
And so as far as that stack, you then gave the example of like doing a person and Ming Ming. Is that with one of the stack oils or is that with etheric quartz?
No, with the etheric quartz.
So, and that'd be after. So like I do
You
the
could
stack-
do it before, after. I would say most likely it would probably work better after. Yeah. If you're in crisis, I would say before. But if you're just doing like, okay, I got a list, I'm going to work down my list. But if you're like that SOB at the store, I'd do it before. But if it was like, okay, everything's calm and stable, but I have my list of people from the past, or, my list of perpetrators, I would do it after. I mean, either way, it's going to do something. But like if you're just looking at maximum effect, that would be, yeah. And if you're not sure, you do it before and after. Yeah.
That was great. Okay, so let me just make sure I didn't get any more. Thank you, Robert, for posting that for me there. And so next week we are doing number, he posted it and I can't find it. Sorry, give me a sec. 37 relationships.
Oh, there you go.
So that'll be fun. All right, join us next week too, guys. Hope you had a good session tonight. And now we'll start our regular Q&A. And Lolly, go ahead and start us out.
Hey.
Hey. How are you?
I'm doing good.
How
How about you? You
so-
recovering?
Yeah, I mean, I sound much better. Not there yet. So, well, a few things. Overall much better. So
Good.
my voice is, but my throat is fine. My voice is back. I still sound weird because it feels like there's still some sinus stuff going on.
Mhm.
So a little bit like a post-nasal drip, and also my
Yeah.
ears, they were really bad, but I was doing some drops in them. I mostly feel like the left one, and it feels clogged, which is similar to what I had like about 3 years ago when all the TMJ situation kind of started more.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of sort of used to it, but at the same time, not so much because it's worse. So I hear myself in a really weird way. So the left one is kind of clogged. I'm coughing a little bit. I think I coughed a little bit more the other day, and I don't know if I like pulled a muscle or something on the the front right side of my lungs. Like I feel like that's the only thing that I can say. I feel like pain. So I feel the pain only when I'm coughing. So I don't know if it's like a pulled muscle or something.
Probably. Yeah. You can
Uh,
definitely, like, I don't know if it's a pulled muscle, but it's like in that vein, like pulled,
Yeah.
strained, cramping, maybe a
So
little
like,
point, something like that. Yeah.
because I had one.
Coughing's
I had
really
one-
hard on the body. Yeah.
So yeah, and overall, I wasn't like coughing like crazy, but I did have a little bit. I did have like a day and a half that it was a little bit worse, but I was taking so many things. The back was pulled a bit as well, but I managed to release the back. But the front, yeah, I wasn't sure if it's like kind of a pulled muscle or similar to that, or if it's like mucus that like, I don't know, kind of got stuck or whatever. The mucus is still like a thing. Like I feel like there's some, not as much as before. Like overall, everything feels like it's going in the right direction because every day something else feels better. Even though I still kind of sound, not completely like myself. So yeah, the main thing I feel is that really the right side of my chest when I cough, the left ear. Been taking, all the things. What I tried with the ears, which I don't know I don't know why it made sense to me, and I don't know why I think it might have helped. So when I was, and I've been doing a lot of massages, ears, neck, all the area, everything, the TMJ, all of a sudden I was thinking how we work with neroli and we do inhalations on the jaws. So I remember that a few years ago when the ears were clogged, I even tried to do like some stuff topically. So what I tried to do today, and I did it twice, I think maybe it helped a bit. I did Pedigreen because I have just a bit of neroli. So I did Pedigreen and I kind of petted it. Sounds weird, but like on the opening of the ears. I don't know why it seemed like a good, like to kind of not really get it in there, but somewhere.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So I don't know. It feels like maybe it helped a little bit.
Sure.
So I don't know. So and another thing I worked with that's kind of new is so I got this sinus vagal tone. Which I kind of want to know what I'm supposed to do with that. I was doing some inhalations and
yeah, just inhalations.
Okay,
yeah,
and I was also putting it a little bit on my nostrils.
Sure.
So and
I mean,
also
if you want to do inhalations, like either with, doing like body awareness, but really on your face, or put your awareness on the ajna, but really just some good long, with any of the vagal tones, like a lot of times when I start working with them, whatever the vagal tone thing is, I usually start with body awareness, because the issue is that you're trying to shift the body out of the sympathetic state into the parasympathetic state, which you're trying to do via the vagal tone. And so the idea of practicing body awareness and just like being aware of the area does shift that body out of a hyperreactive, hypervigilant state, because like here it's probably more your immune system than anything. And still tied to the nervous system, but still like being able to just even practicing body awareness, even without the sinus vagal tone, is starting to be like therapeutic just by itself. And then you add the sinus vagal tone and it helps take that area into like a deeper vagal state. Whenever we get sick, how we were just talking about viruses, is whatever virus that you had, be it that it's just the one with the common cold, or if it was COVID, or who knows, SARS, whatever. Part of what the viruses do is they tweak the body and make it so that they can live as long as they can. And eventually they die off, but those effects are left for a period of time. And I suspect I've I would say I would draw this conclusion after I've treated a few hundred people like for long COVID. So like right now I would say like this is what I think is happening, but I haven't treated enough people to see like a big pattern. But I think the long COVID is just the virus tweaks the body so much, and then the virus goes away, and then it just leaves this aftermath of what's happening. And some of it is poor vagal tone, but some of it is also that the sympathetic part of the nerves have been like overstimulated and they're hyperreactive, hypervigilant. They're not calming down. And so even when you improve the vagal tone. It does help, but like going down and calming down some of the immune system and calming down, and not from the point of vagal tone, but on the other side of the coin. And so again, that's kind of what we're going to be talking about a bit on the weekend with the immune systems, is that, you know, the school of thought for most like herbal practices or whatever is like, you know, stimulate the immune system when something's going on. And you know, you know, my perspective is it's already stimulated, like it's already super stimulated. And a lot of times it's that it's depleted, it's stimulated and depleted at the same time and doesn't know how to pump the brakes. And so the idea being that, you know, you're undoing the effect of these viruses and you're helping to unwind the effect of what they've done so that the body can help itself. You know, even the idea of going, okay, let's use a lot of antivirals. You know, a lot of times they have an impact on these areas, but certain viruses, the effects of certain viruses, I should say, are calmed down by very specific antivirals. And so, you know, we kind of can use blanket antivirals, but at some point we have to kind of clean up the aftermath of what it was. And it's not that you're going after the virus, you're a lot of times you're going after what the virus did. You know, like you're trying to unwind, and most of it's in your immune system. But I mean, it can cause all kinds of things. It can cause, you know, issues in your connective tissue. It can cause things in your glands. It can cause respiratory dysfunction, cardiovascular issues. It can actually even cause psychological issues. You know, I was sharing, you know, this isn't a virus, but this is a parasite. And I was sharing this story. Remember that story I was telling you, Samantha, the one about with mice and the cats?
Oh, yes.
So like, here's just to give you how diabolical like viruses and parasites. And parasites aren't anywhere near as of an issue as viruses are, but it's still that same idea of where they'll manipulate the body. But there's a very specific kind of parasite that mice will get, right? The mice will get it, and the parasite will reduce the fear in the mice of cats so that the cats will eat the mice, and the parasite prolongs the life of the whole chain of the parasites, because now the cat eats it and the cat has a longer life and it will spread more. So the parasite strategy is make the mouse fearless of cats so that it doesn't run from a cat. The cat gets eats the mouse, and then boom, now the cat has the parasite. And so it's perpetuated itself. That's the kind of stuff viruses and parasites do.
Yeah.
You know, so like there's all kinds of things that viruses do to our body that, you know, we just think of it as like, oh, it made me sick. Yeah, they do a lot more than that.
So really, at this point, keep doing the same thing, change certain things to kind of.
Yeah, that's why I'm always saying do rotational things. I mean, you know I don't always explain myself very well, but like the rotational things is, you know, it kind of throws off these mechanisms in the body that your body might be fighting off, so that your body will keep adjusting to whatever it is. But like the idea of, like, if you look at the idea of an autoimmune issue, for example, Yeah, okay. An autoimmune issue is a hypervigilant and a hyperreactive immune system. So the idea of stimulating that system, it's already massively overstimulated, like, and it's depleted. So you need to strengthen the immune system, but part of what makes the immune system stronger there is calming down that aspect of that hyperreactivity, that hypervigilance that the immune system has, so that it can like rest, regenerate, rejuvenate, and then when there's a fight, it's ready to fight rather than trying to fight everything, including the body itself. And so, you know, even like when somebody gets like a cold or a flu, a lot of times the virus is gone, but it's almost like the body goes into an allergic state. And it's not necessarily an allergy, like, oh, I was exposed to a pollen, but it's still some of the same mechanisms because the virus tweaked the body so that it could live as long as it could in the body.
Mhm.
And so some of the mechanisms are still those same mechanisms that we would experience with allergies.
Mhm.
And so
So
you
I've been
start
doing,
having, what's that?
I mean, I've been doing quercetin. Yeah, so same idea. I mean,
Quercetin works,
I've
but
been doing quercetin for
I,
a
I would
while.
say for you, like coming from being sick and traveling, um, I would use either cystis or I'd use fir balsam, and I would do it on body awareness. And the reason being that both cystis and fir balsam absolute, they're very regulating to a hypervigilant immune response. They're very regulating, like they just calm it down. And so when you start calming that down, and that's not necessarily vagal tone, that's very specific to the sympathetic part of the nervous system, like it's calming down the fight flight in the body, because we think of fight flight of I almost got into an accident, somebody's being mean to me, something like this. Like, yes, that is all fight flight, but your body has all kinds of fight flight responses to things that you are completely unaware of. Like, it's not even about the environment, how we see the environment. And you want to calm down those aspects so that the immune system starts calming down, and then the body can start unwinding the effects of the viruses and whatever else might be going on.
Yeah.
Most people it's
Okay.
viruses. Every once in a while it's fungal, it can be parasites, but it's
And also again, it's still different environment, and overall the trip was so much better. But again, I'm around people that are
sure.
consistently upset. I'm also my brother-in-law smokes a lot. And even though he goes out to the balcony, there is this energy there that, it's not clean energy. They're used to that. I'm not. And yesterday, actually, there was like a big, really terrible conversation with my dad, and a lot of stuff came out. So it's like, it's weird energy all the time. So I do feel like maybe.
For balsam in the cystis.
Okay, I'll
like
do
whatever
that.
one you have, just whatever.
Okay, yeah, cystis is, it's definitely, I definitely have that.
And
then
love cystis. Cystis is amazing.
Yeah, I haven't worked with it in a while, and I really do love it. So yes, okay, thank you.
And I don't know if you got the kit from the weekend, but there's a blend in there that's the hypervigilant immune response, and it's a couple different kinds of fir balsam and cystis, and there's a couple other things in there, but that's what that is about. Like,
okay, I actually didn't get the kit, but okay, but good to know.
if you have cystis, you're good. I mean, it's stronger, but like, use what you got.
Okay. And then as far as like taking things internally, maybe kind of switch more to like ANS support, adrenal support.
I would take some cystis internally.
Oh, I still have. Okay. Yeah, I think I should still have some of this Pageric one.
Hmm.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
So then it works the same.
Calm.
Yeah,
And then the other, like the mushroom that works for that is reishi.
I have that.
Yeah, reishi is very good for calming down a hyper vigilant, hyperreactive immune system.
Okay. And then in terms of the ears and like the nose and all of that, it's just the same thing, like it's going to be time to just
Yeah, your body needs to process it, but I would say even calming down the immune system. You know, if you think about like you were traveling, you're in a crazy place, and you got sick, um, your immune system probably needs to be calmed down.
yeah.
Like even the idea of allergies, if you think about like what is allergies, it's a super excited immune system.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just, because a lot of times, even if you ask people, do you have allergies? And, they go, well, I don't sneeze, I don't have hay fever, my eyes don't water, they go through the list. And those are the obvious ones, but there's all kinds of responses in the body that would still be associated with allergies that we're not aware of. And
Yeah.
again, it's just an expression of hypervigilant, hyperreactive,
Mm-hmm.
immune system.
Yeah. Okay.
Because allergies are a kind of sensitivity.
Yeah. Makes sense. And then for the chest, that it still feels a little bit off, just do
Yeah,
what
calm the immune system
inhalations.
down. Calm the immune
Okay.
system down.
Because
Yeah.
I've been working with the
I mean, you got
Nua.
think about it, you got a bunch of stuff in place that should be knocking it out, and it's calming it down, but it's slow. So something
Okay.
is
It's actually been
like fighting it. Like, so if you calm down that part of the immune system, it probably will get better faster.
okay. Actually, funny enough, it actually feels like it's been pretty fast. I have to admit,
Good.
because I feel like a completely different person today than, a week ago. But
Yeah,
okay,
because it
so
sounded like you got COVID. Like, with everything you
yeah, and
described, it sounded very COVID-ish.
really realistically, I would treat it the same way, regardless of how I would call it. So, with all the
Mhm.
antivirals.
Mhm.
So okay, thank you. And then the other
Yeah.
weird thing that happened was I got some, I don't know, again, could be like a weird allergic reaction to something. Like I got some weird breakouts yesterday on top of my collarbones, both sides, which I don't know if it's like a lymph nodes that need to be cleaned out more, or if it's like a weird allergic reaction that has nothing to do with anything.
They're like red bumps, or
Yeah, like weird little bumps. Yeah,
but are they
itchy.
red, or are they?
They're a little bit red and they're itchy.
Do they have a white head, or do they ooze at all?
No,
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 no.
they don't. They don't. No. Mm-mm. And I tried, but no, it's nothing that like no.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like a kind of dermatitis of some sort. Yeah, I mean just try calming down the immune system, and
Okay.
I mean if you want to throw something at that, spikenard's always a good place to start. Because
Okay.
it's very balancing to the skin, and
Yeah.
and it's well tolerated, very gentle. But I suspect that, like you said, it could be some sort of allergic response, which ties into what we were just talking about.
Yeah. And then ointment is fine, right? Doing spikenard ointment.
Yeah,
Like
just
what?
throw something on like spikenard on it, ointment.
Yeah, but the ointment is fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're so.
And then just one more question that I'm wondering
Mhm.
about. So when we talk about, so I mentioned, my brother-in-law smokes a lot. Feels like more distant than before. Like, and that's another thing. There are a few things with him that were, my sister is very annoyed at him, and this time I got upset too, which of course I didn't say anything. But what I'm wondering about is, when we talk about energy and we talk about the energy of somebody who smokes and the dirty energy and how to clean that, if I'm looking at, if I want to diffuse something, what would, because that would be like, if I want to clean the area over there, what would be my best bet? That's only the thing I can think about that my sister
If you
would
want to
do.
clean the area around somebody who's smoking all the time.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing I can think about over there that can kind of sort of.
Probably like palo santo or chocolate root cleanser.
Okay. Would lavender do anything for me at all or not?
I would
so
do a
much?
little bit. Yeah, sure.
But not enough.
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it would do something, but it
Okay.
wouldn't be like you're talking about cleaning up the etheric like heaviness of that. And it would do a little bit, but it wouldn't knock it out.
Yeah. Is there anything else? Because I mean, it gets to like is an intelligent guy, you know, is good, he's nice,
Are you
but
trying to clean the space or you're trying to get him to not smoke?
he's gonna smoke. I'm not gonna try and
Yeah.
change the
Like, yeah.
But something in the mind is not like he's being influenced by that. Like I can see like the guy is not, like the wires are not connecting the way that maybe they should have been.
Yeah, that's a whole nother ball of wax.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just to clean the area would be using that.
Mhm.
Okay. And if I want to clean the area between the people so everything is just more calm, would you do what, like frankincense?
Probably hyssop.
Okay. Okay.
But hyssop or chocolate root cleanser again.
Okay. Makes sense.
Mhm.
Because it's like something needs to be, and again, I know it's not the ideal thing, but I'm trying to figure out options that
Yeah.
are somewhat doable. Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're still welcome.
And we have a chat. Let me find it. They saw the newsletter with the psoriasis and they said, my body has temporarily developed scalp psoriasis. What is the application?
So you would do neat, or you could put it in an ointment. And so you would just take a few drops and then like rub it in on the spot. Yeah. You know, going back to what we were just talking about with like a hyperreactive or hypervigilant immune system. I mean, part of the issue with psoriasis is a little bit of an autoimmune issue, which just means the immune system's like agitated or hyperreactive or hypervigilant. And so, you know, that's a good way to treat it topically and on the site. But if you want to go a little deeper, calming that down, you know, for balsam or cistus is really good for that. Or that blend hypervigilant immune response, which is in the kit for the weekend. And so, you know, you want to, because the like the hypervigilant, hyperreactive, if you think about it, like from the point of view of the body, it's like mechanical stress. You know, it's not stress how we think of it emotionally or mentally, but the body is in a freak out mode about something. And, you know, consciously or emotionally, we're completely unaware of it, but the body is freaking out about something. And so we want to be able to like calm that down so that the immune system can do more of what it's supposed to do. And so the idea of using the psoriasis blend specifically for that, you know, psoriasis, it can be a bit of a mystery, like it's hard to treat. But like over the years, we've experimented with a bunch of different things, and this blend kind of is a culmination of all those experiments. And it should help, you know, balance out the skin and help calm that down. But sometimes it might need to have also the immune system treated in a way where you're not stimulating or even toning it, you're calming down the immune system. And so fir balsam works really well for that, and Moroccan thyme will work well for that. And cistus for balsam and Moroccan thyme.
And those would be inhalation.
Yeah, inhalation, in extreme situations, maybe a few drops internally. Yeah, the Moroccan thyme definitely works better internally, but the cistus and the fir balsam, you could probably get away from a lot of inhalation or some drops on like the chest or something. Yeah.
They said, thank you.
Yeah. And for some reason, if it's not responding, let us know, but that should help reduce it quite a bit. The idea is to completely eradicate it. And so, that's the goal. And so, if it's not happening, we have to kind of keep looking at different parts of the immune system to unwind it so that happens. And the thing that I would say, like when you unwind the immune system like that, there's a level of tension that goes away that just like, God, we don't really have an idea of where the tension comes from or that it's even there until it's gone. And when you unwind the immune system, it's very calming, it's very soothing. Yeah. I don't think we even realize how much it impacts our emotions and our thoughts. But a lot of anger, for example, can come from immune issues, allergies, hyperreactive immune system. And it's not a psychological issue, it's actually a biological issue. It's your physiology is causing it. And so you calm it down, and all of a sudden you're like, ugh, God, I feel way better. Like I don't feel as stressed or fear or anxious, whatever it might be. Yeah.
And then go ahead, Barbara.
Hey, Barbara.
Hey there. So would rosacea be a similar hypervigilant, hyperreactive, or is that in another category altogether?
I think that's in a different category, but let me just look something up real quick. Because that's been bothering you for a while, yeah?
Yeah. Coincidental with the Lyme infection, I had a really bad flare.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
And like, so you guys, your doctor caught the exposure to the Lyme disease, like right when it happened, right? And you went on antibiotics, if I remember right, or?
Yeah. Well, the curious thing is, I tested positive to antibodies, but only reacted to one of the other panel. And I guess a definitive diagnosis is 3 of the 7 or 8 pieces in the other panel. So I don't know that it's clear if we tested too soon for that to show up, or the antibodies were from a prior infection that I was otherwise not symptomatic for. But I had this really swollen area on my neck, not the typical rash.
Mm-hmm.
And then my face got swollen and my eyelids got swollen and the rosacea went crazy. And I had attributed it to a reaction to a mineral-based sunscreen I had used the week or so prior, until I got this awful fever and just felt terrible and knew something was up. And that's when they found the positive antibodies for the Lyme.
Is it running anybody in your family?
No, the psoriasis is, but not rosacea that I know of.
And did they ever test your skin for mites?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. So the thing that I would do is, I mean, I think you've been using anti-inflammatories, right?
As in,
Anything anti-inflammatory.
I take black cumin every day, several
Yeah, I was
times.
gonna say like
And
black cumin would be good.
I upped it to 3 times a day when it got at its peak.
Did it help or no?
I think so. But I was also on antibiotic, and then a dermatologist gave me something to put on it topically, and that seemed to help a lot
Okay.
because my eyes were starting to shut. My face was so swollen.
Yeah.
I thought that was a reaction to the antibiotic for the Lyme, but then it kicked into what seemed like also the rosacea, but I'm not really.
Yeah. I mean, I think, with the Lyme, any time that your body is having an inflammatory response, the rosacea is always on the table of getting aggravated.
Makes
And so I think the idea of, for one, just always reducing inflammation is always good. The black cumin, ginger, you know, turmeric, um, helichrysum, but not necessarily on the site, like probably more internal. And it
Okay.
again, like maybe not even on the site, but the idea of like eucalyptus citrodora, like more on the body, just trying to reduce inflammation and the inflammatory response. And then you remember from that class, I don't know if you got that kit. I think it was the tuning in the divine calm 3 where we had the inflammatory vagal tone.
Oh, yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know if you got that, but I would work that, the inflammatory vagal tone. And then the other thing is like the issue that I was like talking about with Lolly, where you know any time where you have like allergies or like a bad inflammatory response or any of these kinds of things, or just that your body's not getting better, like I would always look at like trying to calm down a hyper reactive immune response. Because if you look at like even the idea of something getting inflamed, it is kind of a thing that the immune system does with an injury, is that floods the area with blood. And so
Okay. Yeah,
uh
so you're talking with Lolly. I thought maybe I need to look into more the bigger context of inflammatory pieces there.
yeah, like I would still look at just even calming down hyper.
I meant immune.
Just let me look at Jeff for a second here.
And I was at one point for the rosacea using helichrysum and a bit of first with aloe vera and
Sure.
then a different oil. And I almost feel like my skin got sensitized to it.
Right.
And now it's almost like don't want to put it on anymore.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah.
Okay. But I can take it internally.
Internal. Yeah, do it internal. I would say that idea of calming down the immune response, the hypervigilant, hyperreactive response. So again, let me just look up what's in that blend, because I'm sitting here talking about it.
And the ginger and turmeric, were those internal or were
Yeah,
those?
internal. And they don't have to, it doesn't have to be both, but I'd almost kind of rotate things a little
Yeah.
bit. Um,
I'll keep the black cumin in there and rotate the others.
yeah, black cumin all the time, and then
Yeah,
rotate the others. Yeah. Yeah. So in the hypervigilant thing, I have a couple of different kinds of fir balsam, cistus, Moroccan thyme, ravensara, and ginger grass. And I'd say ginger grass and ravensara are more to augment the other things rather than being something you would use on their own. And so
And the
You know,
application for that is
just inhaling with body awareness. You
Good.
know, like you could do on your face, but I would do like your spine and into your body, even into the legs. But like fur balsam and cistus, definitely. The Moroccan thyme, I mean, you could do it with inhalation. If you're going to use that by itself, I'd probably do it more internal. It is somewhat anti-inflammatory.
the
I
market
mean,
market time.
it's not quite as anti-inflammatory as black cumin, but it's a little bit more specific to that hyper vigilant, hyper reactive aspect of the immune system. And so it will have a regulating effect. But I always find that it's like helpful, but it's like it needs more. Like you know what I mean? Like it kind of does something, but it has a hard time standing on its own. And so, like, you know, inhaling the fir balsam or the cistus, you know, something like that, even putting a little bit on your body, not on your face, but just like on the body, just so it just keeps calming down that hyperreactive state. And in theory, it should reduce the tendency for the body to get inflamed in the face.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
I don't think that it's like related to a virus. Um, uh, the one thing like in my notes that I was looking at is sometimes, yeah, with rosacea, there can be these like little like mites on the skin. And you know, I don't even remember how we get exposed to them. But you know, they're not something that you really see. It's almost like that it's like a bacteria, but you don't really see, you know, it's this little mite. And so like lather, like washing your face and your, you know, your body with lavender a lot of times will get rid of those mites. But I don't think it's like a one application. I think it's like over a period of time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean that you have them. It's just like it's with rosacea, a high amount of people with rosacea have been exposed to those mites somewhere. You know,
Okay.
I can't remember if it's like outside or, you know, who knows? You know, you might have been traveling and got them from a bed or, you know, like a hotel room or something. You know, you never know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know my skin's also challenged right now because a few months ago, the water department started putting chlorine in our water, and we never had it in the water
Oh,
before.
yeah, that's going to irritate the skin. Yeah.
Yeah. So I need to
Yeah.
get a filter for the shower.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd try to filter some of that out. And,
Yeah, we used to
you
have
know,
such good water.
in the lavender thing, like I'd probably do it when your skin's not irritated. You know what
Okay.
I mean? I'd almost do it like when everything's okay, just to like kind of try to calm everything down. And, you know, it might help, it might not. But I would just cross that one off the list.
Okay. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
And then go ahead, Lucinda.
Hey,
Hey,
how are you?
good. I'm so glad I got to make this class tonight. So, you know, you and I have been talking about my son,
Yes.
and he went to the doctor today. They want to do a heart catheterization and a lung CT, and of course now he's super stressed out. But you know, listening to class tonight got me thinking about some perhaps responses. We had, you know, two things: black mold in the house. We didn't know
Oh,
before
yeah.
and that was basically a hurricane season ago.
Right.
And then also this red bacteria or algae or something in the water system. And he had, he had himself tested for eosinophils, which is kind of a parasite, but I think you also can have that a high result for that if you're exposed to things like mold and some bacteria. So now I'm wondering if this isn't more related to an inflammation due to something like that rather than a heart condition. And because now he's convinced.
Yeah, like, because I mean, I kind of like where you're going with that. Like the thing, like if you look at the COVID issue, not that we're talking about COVID, but COVID did start to cause like some cardiovascular issues in people. And it's not what happens with a cold or a flu, but for whatever reason, that strain caused some weird reactions in people. And I forget about that. The What do they call that stuff in the water? The
Oh,
red algae.
it's like a red algae. I looked it up. I can look it up again.
Yeah.
The one plumber had never heard of it before. The other one was very familiar with it, and it took us quite a while to get rid of it. But
So your guys' house was exposed to the red algae?
oh yeah, it was all through our water system. It was
Oh,
like you're showering in it, because you didn't know until
yeah. Like, how would you know? Like, until you tested, you probably wouldn't know at all.
well, right. I started to suspect something. You could kind of smell it, a little bit of a moldy smell, but then there was red algae growing in the toilet, the sink, and the bathtub, that sort of thing.
Mhm.
Um,
Let me just sit with this for a minute here.
let's see, uh, Serratia marcescens, which is a type of bacteria. It's bright red. It was
Um, it does look like his body's impacted by it. Even if it's gone, it's still, I'm not even sure that it's completely gone.
I don't think so either, but he doesn't live
Yeah.
there anymore. He's got his own place.
Yeah. But I mean, like in his body, I don't know that it's like completely gone in his body. So I would use Bayloral internally. I would use thyme thuyanol internally. And the other thing that I would use is eucalyptus Diffuse, and that would be topical. Like I would say, like he could just put several drops on his chest or on his wrist. The other two probably better internal. You know, like 2 or 3 drops in water and drink it down 2 or 3 times a day.
So the eucalyptus will help reduce inflammation, right? Or it's kind of like
Well,
or I guess I'm asking what does each of these do?
so the Bailorol and the Thiamethionol is specific for the red algae and the bacteria that goes along with it. The eucalyptus Diffuse helps with like improving some respiratory function that's being impacted because it's there. Yeah. Yeah. Eucalyptus Diffuse is kind of interesting too. You know, it's almost like you could call it like peppermint eucalyptus. You know, it doesn't have a strong peppermint smell. It's not that it's got peppermint in it, but it has like a little bit of a minty scent. And it does have a interesting little thing that it does with the skin, especially when it comes to like outbreaks, like acne. And the thing with acne is that a lot of times it's your body's trying to get rid of something in a very quick way. Like it's almost like an emergency, get it out of the body. And eucalyptus kind of helps facilitate the detoxification and reduces the tendency for like a particular outbreak. And so in this case, like the body trying to detox itself of whatever that is, I
Yeah.
could see the eucalyptus Diffuse being helpful. Like, I mean, I'd almost like do a salt bath or something with it, but like, you know, even if he could just put it like on his chest or on his wrist or something and just get it in the system, like that would be good. I mean, I would still treat some cardiovascular things on him, but the idea of going after the red algae, that you guys had that kind of exposure, when I look at him for that, his body has stress because of it, like which means there's something happening in his body because of that exposure.
I don't know if you shared anything else, Cindy, but you did yourself, so.
Oh, sorry. No, I appreciate this. I'll get him started on this. I just feel like a heart catheterization on a 36-year-old is pretty extreme.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Yeah. And we can talk about it a little bit more, you know.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on Thursday because I'm sure that we can investigate if I've got anything going because I'm still living here.
Yeah. So they've eradicated it in the house, or?
I don't know. I had the whole house repiped, replumbed, and I replaced the water heater, but I still suspect that there is something. It's hard to get rid of it completely because it grows unless you've been able to eradicate everything, like from the water spigot to the exterior. Sometimes it just keeps finding its little niche and growing back.
Wow.
So the one plumber thinks that it might be coming from, the pipes coming into the house. That'll be the next step.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
All such good stuff tonight. So I wanted to kind of show people just really
Sure.
quick our YouTube channel. But we also have a little bit of time if you want to give us a process here. For a
No,
second
show them
too.
the thing you
I
want to
just
show 'em.
wanted to see if I can. Yeah. So I know a lot of you guys know about our YouTube channel. So it's youtube.com/plant prana oils. And okay. Regularly. But if you go here to the search, this is only on desktop. It's not true on mobile devices. But there's an actual search because if you're looking here, you can see we actually have 1.8. So that means we have like 1,800 videos. And they're divided into different playlists, which I'll show really quick. But if you're just looking up something like psoriasis or eczema, we've potentially done little clips throughout the last 5 years where Greg has talked about it, and we've edited those out. So you can type in different oils, maybe you're looking for different issues you might be looking for. And then the other thing would be over here where it says playlists. We have a lot of different playlists, and one of them, there's a lot of videos on it, but it's called Shorts. And thought it was closer to the top here, but it's a Plant Prana Shorts are where we've edited these actual Q&A videos and chats, and ones that we found like most poignant. And I know it's here somewhere. I'll try to make it more obvious. I know it's on the front page as well. Sorry, I'm trying not to go fast here for you guys because I know it makes me dizzy when people do things really fast. We also have real shorts.
It's beside, yeah.
Okay, thank you. And we have real short ones too, which are under shorts, but that's different. Those are like shorts. I just video typed it as shorts. So yeah, so like I have popular videos, the Journey Through the Arc program, which is what we've been doing all year. And then, then I have Plant Prana Shorts here, which are these ones. Okay. I just wanted to show you guys our YouTube is full of really good stuff to check out. So, and it is searchable if you're on like a desktop or something like that. All right, Greg, we do have a piece.
So since we've been talking about like a hyperreactive, hypervigilant immune system, let's play with that just for a few minutes. If you have by chance fir balsam, cistus, or Moroccan thyme, pull that out. The other one to maybe pull out if you don't is hyssop. So for balsam, cistus, Moroccan thyme, or hyssop. And normally we kind of do a thing where we go, okay, fill it in the body and then start inhaling. This I do in reverse. I start inhaling and then where do I feel it in the body? So whatever you're using, start inhaling. And then as you're inhaling, go, okay, do I feel tension in my jaws, in my face, in my spine, in my hamstrings, whatever it might be. You're inhaling. You're still inhaling. You're practicing body awareness. And then just pause and be still. Okay, maybe inhale one more time. Your awareness is on the body. And just let go. Well, I hope you had a good session tonight. We're going to move over to the Tuesday night, a star prayer petition blessing. Join us if you can. We do a little 15-20 minute thing. That's a quick meditation and blessing. And hopefully I see you on the weekend for the free Amin class.